Hey guys, it is Bob and welcome to day 2 of 70's week. Unless the first video I did doesn't clear copyright, then this will be day 1. Hopefully it'll clear, but you just never know. And I've recorded it, I just haven't uploaded it yet. So I thought I would go ahead and start on the second video for the week. And this time we're going to be looking at the group Heart. When it comes to just crazy good, amazing vocals, there aren't many people that can compare to Ann Wilson from Heart, who is to this day regarded as one of the greatest rock vocalists of all time, and rightfully so. This girl has pipes on her. She definitely has that distinct timbre and that extremely rich and resonant sound, and with that, she is able to deliver her songs often with so much intense and unique emotion that you just don't hear in other groups. Now, Heart was originally named, it's a fun fact because we get fun facts here. Heart was originally named the Army. That was their original band name. Then they changed to White Heart, and it wasn't a big stretch just to move to Heart. The Army just doesn't sound right. Anyways, Dreamboat Annie was such a wonderful, groundbreaking album with included elements of rock and folk and sometimes even some classical music, which I just found really interesting, especially because kind of in the back of my mind, I had this love for classical music. So this just kind of fit in really well. If you watch my videos, I often say that videos can like take you to another place. And to be honest, I think this entire album took me to another place. It had such dreamy overtones throughout the entire album. I just had never heard anything like that before. Now, we are in for a real treat on this video. It's a combination of basically two of their big hits, Dreamboat Annie and Crazy on You. And when I found this live clip, it was game over. I had to watch this and share it with you guys. It's taken from a TV show called The Midnight Special. Now, also, I have talked about this show. I think I've done a couple videos from that TV show. Midnight Special, if you don't know, was a Friday night TV show that ran, I think, pretty much through all the 70s and a little bit into the early 80s. And it featured live clips from bands playing their popular songs of the time. They were live, but they were recordings of live. But back then, that was just nothing you would ever see. So needless to say, Friday nights, later at night, I was glued to the TV watching some of my favorite bands sing these old classic 70s songs. That was just great. So, okay, let me get my headphones on. Let's listen to this. Too much talk, not enough play. Here we go. Hold on. I don't know about you guys, but I am looking forward to this, like big time. So let's go ahead and start, because I talked way too much. So here we go.
To the sun, riding on the diamond waves, little darling one. One wind caress her velvet singing. Oh, Annie, Dreamboat Annie, ship of dreams, yeah, Annie, Dreamboat Annie, little ship of dreams, going down the city sidewalk alone in the crowds. No one knows the lonely one whose head
Okay, so that's Dreamboat Annie. I actually literally remember the first time I heard the song, and I was playing the album, obviously, and I'm like, what did I just listen to? It was so dreamy and everything. I'd never heard anything like that before, and I was blown away and instantly in love with this band. Um, at the start, I mentioned how songs from Dreamboat Annie just kind of, I don't know, kind of flowed together. And this is a it's a perfect example of that. It's the perfect example of that. It started out with the song Silver Wheels. That's actually not on the Dreamboat Annie album. But as you know, they went right into Dreamboat Annie. And that's kind of how that entire Dreamboat Annie album felt. Um, Everything just kind of meant like like it was meant to be together. It wasn't like a separate its own entity. It just kind of flowed you through the album, which was really kind of cool. All right, so I saw them in 77, I think it was. And I got to be honest, this is a weakness of mine and I can't help it, but my eyes never left Nancy. I was head over heels, and I think Ann Wilson was there. I'm not sure, but I did watch Nancy the entire time. One, I just thought she was beautiful, and two, I was just mesmerized by watching her play her guitar and listening to this and hearing the harmonies and everything. It's easy to see how this has become really, I think, one of their signature songs. It was such an incredible piece of music, especially for that time period, because like I said, there was nothing like this that was out there. So okay, let's keep going. Here we go. Oh, this is so good.
Still have time, but might still get by. Every time I think about it, I won't cry. With moms and the devil, and the kids keep coming. No way to breathe easy, no time to be young. But I tell myself that I'm doing alright. There's nothing left to do tonight. I'm crazy on you.
Amazing voice.
Crazy on you. Let me go crazy, crazy on you. Love is the evening breeze touching your skin. The gentle sweet singing of leaves in the wind. The whisper that calls after you in the night. And kisses your ear in the early light. And you don't need to wonder, you're doing right. My love, the pleasure's mine. I'm crazy on you. Crazy on you. Let me go crazy, crazy on you.
Okay, there's not going to be another break in this song. I know that. Wow, seeing them sing this just brings back a flood of memories. Anne sounded great, I think, on Dreamboat Annie, but man, you really start seeing her talent here and really seeing the range that this girl had. Once she got higher in her vocal range, it just got better. How do you not get excited about hearing this? Again, the more she pushes up her vocals, the more magical the sound, and I just love that. She really proved here that she was a voice to be reckoned with back in the 70s and today. There have been a lot of people that have tried to um, cover their songs, and it just, in my opinion, it falls flat because there's only one Ann Wilson, and oh, so good. All right, let's go ahead and play this to the end. This is the best.
Why a man's world is crying in vain? Now what you gonna do when everybody's insane? So afraid of wonder, so afraid of you. What you gonna do? And you kept me alive with your sweet flowing. Let me go crazy, crazy on you. I'm the crazy on you. Crazy on you. Let me go crazy, crazy on you.
Just when you thought it was over. Come on, Ann. Yeah. Oh, that was so good. Where do you even begin? It was at this point in my life that I realized that girls could kick serious ass. No doubt about it. And what's nice about this cut, this isn't a studio cut, and being live, you can still hear, granted it didn't sound as nice as like an album would, but you could still hear what an amazing voice she had. You know, Janis Joplin introduced me to the thought of girls being able to really rock it out, but she left way too early. But this just proves to me that what was I thinking? Why wasn't I following more of these bands that had these female leads that could sing? This is probably my, I don't know, probably my favorite song of theirs. And anytime I played it, I remember growing up, minimum, it'd be at a level 9 or 10. Anything less than that, it just wasn't even worth playing. How happy. And I was, you know, I was reading the comments before I did this video. I was searching through some of the comments because I know the song, so there was no surprises. But somebody said, and I thought it was hilarious, Somebody said that at the end of the song, Anne looked like she had just performed a perfect dismount at the Olympics. And when I saw it, I don't know if you saw me smile. I had to laugh. Let me see if I could find the spot. I'll backtrack just a hair. Hold on. Here we go. That's perfect. It's like a perfect dismount, perfect 10. um, that I thought that was hilarious when I read that, and then to see it, that's so much fun. Such a great song and an amazingly sticky bass line that we're all familiar with, and has made part of what made this song so great. I'm not sure how long these band members played together prior to recording this, but wow, they look tight. I really feel like they had been around for at least long enough to really feel comfortable playing together and to be really good at that. You know, Anne had a way of really, or has, we haven't lost her. She has a way of really commanding the attention of the fans through her charismatic performance style. And that's one of the things when I saw them that I really walked away thinking like, wow, even though my eyes were pretty much always on Nancy, because to this day, I hate to tell my wife, but boy, our marriage would be in jeopardy if Nancy came up to me and said, "Hey, Bob, what's up?" But anyways, great band. Let me get my headphones off because I'm already making a fool of myself. And I'll be back for my final thoughts. Hold on. Hearing this, oh, by the way, welcome back to Final Thoughts. Hearing this started me thinking about their albums. And one of their albums, which eventually became their second studio release called Magazine, really had an interesting story behind it because there were all these contractual disputes going on. I may have to do a video just on that album because there's two versions of that album and the songs are slightly different, which was to me just very interesting. So I may have to, I'll have to think about that. Maybe I'll do kind of a reaction, if you will, or just some information on the two albums and what their differences were and what happened and why they happened. It's interesting. But anyways, back to this. I'm really glad I picked this cut because it really does put on display their full talent. These guys were just wonderful. And when they came out, they were just, like I said, they were just so different. And there really wasn't anyone like them that I can think of, unless I'm missing it, especially like in the mid 70s. They're just, that wasn't there. And what initially drew them to me was Crazy on You. That was, I had heard that on the radio and I ran out and bought the album. And then I heard Dreamboat Annie and I was just blown away by that. And I can't even begin to list all the amazing songs this band had. I think on my Spotify playlist, there has to be 40 or 50 like quality songs on there. There's just so many. And if I had to describe this band, I would say passion and intensity, because that I think really describes them and a lot of their songs. Their earlier albums like Magazine, Dreamboat Annie, Little Queen, and Dog and Butterfly, I would match those four albums against any other four albums that bands have put out. When you look at a span of four albums, there were so many good songs on those albums that I just don't know if many other bands could compare. And it was fun. Each of the albums had their own great characteristics to them, so that really made them interesting. Just an interesting side note, the first song they played was called Silver Wheels. That was actually off their 1980 album, I think, Baby Lestrange, which was much later. So obviously it was a song that they had played around with earlier on when they were a younger group, and they finally put it out as, it was just an instrumental song, and they put it out on Baby Lestrange. So anyways, what a good way to start out 70s week. If we had, if it clears copyright, we had Queen yesterday, we got Heart today, so we got 5 more to go, guys. So we'll be kind of 70ing out all week. So all right, I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, please like, subscribe, and follow my page. I would really appreciate it. It helps me out. And as I always say, only life is priceless, nothing else. So make each day count. Okay, peace out. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow for more 70s stuff. Take care. Have a good night.